Okay, so I'm gonna do some pockets. So what I have is my skirt that is lined up like this. Everything's all stitched down, and I marked where I want the pocket to sit. Don't judge me on this. This is not even at all. But I want about 6 inches right here, because then the hand is gonna fit in like that. So I would say a piece of material would look best that would match this. Like if I had the same material, I would use that for the same for the pockets, but I didn't have enough. So I'm going to use this material right here, which will be okay because you'll press it into the seam so you won't really be able to tell. And if you do notice, it's just kind of like an accent, I guess. Okay, so this material is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about 8 inches this way and about 15 inches across. So you're gonna it doesn't have to be this exact size, but I match this 6 inches so it's the same right here, because you're gonna want it to be the same size to put your hand on there. So I'm going to just simply trace like a kind of like an oval. I don't have a pop socket, so I can't quite prop it up. Maybe if I go like this. So I traced a small line around I don't know if you can quite goes like this. Okay, so that's all traced out, and then the easiest thing to do will be to just half it like this, so you're gonna get the same pocket each time. So I'm gonna cut that out, and then I will show you how to place it in there. So you have the pockets cut out. What you're gonna want to do is flip them so you have the print, like the pretty side, facing on the outside. So you'll do that to both of them. So I like the pockets to kind of there's not really like an angle, but there kind of is. It kind of goes down like that because when you're wearing it, your hand will go down like that. So, or you could, a complete square could be made too, because one of my cousins made me one like that, and they work. Okay, so now that you have your pockets, ready to go, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna open up your marked side over here. And then you are going to place it where you marked it right here. And it's going to be the pretty side facing the pretty side here. So then it's going to sit in there like that. And what you're going to have to do is pin each piece right here. You're going to pin this first piece to this piece right here. I'll show you in a second. One little thing to remember is that you want to make sure that you're measuring the same length down. So over here, I checked where I started and it was 5 inches down over here. So, because you want your pockets to be level. Here is the same, you're doing the same thing. You're pinning your pocket on the inside right here. So you're gonna make sure that you have the printed side facing each other. Okay, so now these are pinned in place. They're not connected or anything yet, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna do one straight stitch right here on each side. So you're gonna have 4 stitches, one here, and then the 2 on the other side, and then I will show you the next part. Okay. Just to be super clear, we're only sewing this part right here, and it's the printed sides facing each other. So just this small piece has been sewn on there, and what you're gonna have is it's gonna go like this. So then you're gonna have a nice edge, and later it's gonna be on the inside, but I will show you that shortly. So one thing that I like to do, it only takes just a second, is to press this seam quickly on all 4 sides. Then that way when you're connecting the side, it's gonna sit nice and flat against, you're not really gonna see it. Okay, so now it's all pressed. You're gonna have a nice like seam, and then you're gonna get ready to connect the pieces, and I'll get myself situated here better. So now, if our measurements are correct, you're gonna be able to put this pretty close to the top, and then you're gonna seal. When you sew, you're gonna start from right here, and then you're gonna pivot and sew all the way around this way, and then you're gonna go down this way, and then you're gonna sew it all the way to the bottom. Don't judge me on this here. And then I'll show you how it is when it's opened. Okay, so I got this side all stitched up, where you just do straight around the corners. Not straight, but the important part is just doing the pivot right here and making sure that you're trying to line up these the best you possibly can. Okay, so now when you open it up, you're gonna have your pocket, and as you can see, it's kind of invisible as much as possible. So then it's right here. So that's the first pocket being done, and then I'll just press it with my iron again, and then I always do the first pocket before I get up to doing the top part. So this is super uneven, so I'm probably just gonna take this to my cutting board and even it out, because then I gotta do my my top part for the elastic right here. So, but yeah, and then once you got your elastic part done, and then you're gonna go down and do your hem. So I have some trimming to do over here, but then I like to put like a bias or whatever kind of hem you're gonna do, and after you do those 2 pieces, then you are ready to seal up your other side, but you have this all ready to go. So it's kind of something that you do in the middle. I mean your pocket process before everything is all done. Mommy. But a view from this side right here. So that's what you got on the inside here. So might as well finish the video off together. I got this trimmed up as much as possible, and then now I'm going to open it all the way up and then get my ironing started. So when we left off, I did a top stitch for the elastic, and then I also added the bottom, and then I have stitched everything up, and one thing that I wanted to share with you when I finish off a bias like this. I like to, well, I have to trim this part, but I like to leave this long piece of bias on here so then I can press this and then the bias will run over it nicely so you don't have two solid pieces, and I'll show you that in a second. So this is a better angle of it. So what I'm gonna do is press this all the way down. It makes it look a lot cleaner, and then even to press down on your seams over here to open them up. So you'll go all the way down. So this is it all pressed and sewn up, and then you remember you have to leave your opening for your elastic, and then back over here is where I will place the bias, and I'll cut it about right here, which I have my scissors right here. So sometimes it looks good to fold it like this if you can. You give it kind of like a little angled cut, and then you can place it on here. And then you will use your same stitch and line it up as best as you can. So then that'll give it more of a finished look. So it can be a little tricky, but this is the finished product. And see, this is the seam right here, what could have been two funny pieces together, but instead it overlapped, and then I folded it and then just went right over it, so it's almost seamless.